I want you to put your hands together and welcome him to the stage. Big round of applause for
The Black Delegates Podcast.
Yo, Herb, take it from the top. 1, 2. My mic sound nice. Check 1. My mic sound nice. Check 2. My mic sound nice. Check 3. Are you ready?
Welcome to the Black Delegates Podcast. Today's date is April the 11th, 2021. We're on episode 153, episode 153. I am your host, The Black Ryan. I am here with my co-hosts and a special guest, but you'll find out that at the end. Ghetto Phenom. What's good?
What's good? Glad to be back another week. Ready to go. Ready to get it cracking.
All right. And unfortunately, Box Wine Poppy.
Damn, what kind of intro was that, man? I mean, like,
Unfortunately, right?
Everybody loves me, man. What are you talking about?
Everybody loves you, but the person who edits this podcast.
I do curse more than you prefer, but just leave them in there, man. It's raw and unfiltered. Just leave the curses in there, man.
No. It's family fun. And special guest, been on the show before, but I wasn't there. Did you try to be on the show twice?
Just once.
Okay, just once.
It was my fault. It was my fault that time.
Got the ghost show. We left that number open out of respect for the Shonda episode.
Yeah, we did. We skipped that.
Much appreciated.
And so the special guest voice that you hear is Shonda.
Thank you for having me. Hello, everybody.
Our first female guest.
Not true. You forgot Sapphire.
Second.
Oh,
Sapphire.
My wife. I forgot.
Yeah.
I was about to be like, who else was on the show? Oh, yeah. My wife was on the show that we recorded.
It's a shame.
My bad.
No, she did great. I have some big shoes to fill.
So this is the first time I've been on with
the
a
show.
female, so I have to watch my mouth and watch the misogyny. I'll work on that.
In preparing in my mind of how this podcast would go, I thought for sure y'all both gonna be super fake this entire episode. And
We already talked to her. We know.
I'm prepared. Y'all gonna be in here acting like y'all really stand-up citizens. You are not.
Yo, Shonda, she listens to the pod. She's a long-time listener.
I do, so I already know
how
what's up.
we
Do you for real? Okay.
She knows
All
I'm
right.
despicable. She knows I'm despicable. It's okay.
Yo, she got a shirt that says Box Wine Poppy is despicable.
So
I'm ready for the shenanigans.
I'm gonna put you on the spot then, since you technically are a listener. Who is the best host on this podcast? Who's the best co-host?
Oh, don't
Who's your
do
favorite?
that.
No, you can say it.
You're the
It's
host.
cool. We're all co-hosts. So who's your favorite? You can say me.
Everyone does a great job equally.
Who's the worst?
You guys all bring something different.
Okay, who's the worst?
It depends
Box Wine
on the
Poppy?
day.
He's the worst, right?
Probably.
No. I think that answers that question. All
Can't
right.
say it.
She's shaking her head. No acknowledgement. You got it.
I can't do it.
Okay.
She
All
know.
right. So
She know Mr. Never Lost. She know. You don't have to say it.
yeah. So we're going to get into the sad news first. As always, I swear we are rest in peace and people every week, 2 and 3 names on her. We got to stop following the obituaries and saying this is how we're going to lead off our podcast. Rest in peace to Prince Philip. Dude was old as dirt. So, but shout out to him. What is he? I don't know who this man is.
He's the GOAT, man. That dude's a legend. Look, we all big up
GOAT
Stedman
what?
Graham. Prince Philip is like
He's
the
Queen
white
Elizabeth husband.
100-year-old Stedman Graham. Stedman Graham. He's Stedman. He's
How you the
British
husband?
Stedman.
How you the husband of the queen, but you a prince? That's lame. He can't be
Because-
King Philip.
No, because he's not in the family. He's not part of that bloodline. So
That's right.
they won't let
He
him be
should've-
king.
But do
I
you think?
wouldn't. I don't even want to be down with her. If she can't call me a king and you a queen. Ain't no black woman
See,
finna go for that if it's the other way around.
Sean,
No,
you
sir.
hear the misogyny? You know.
I hear it. It's starting early, right?
It's not misogyny.
Nah,
We
just
know.
playing.
I know. My wife ain't going for that. I'm gonna be the king and she can't be the queen. She gonna be princess? No, she ain't going for it.
That's how it is. And the royals, man. Now she might have called him king on their own little time, but
She better.
officially, he the prince.
She better, because he ain't getting
Just
no
the
props
prince.
otherwise.
Do you think there was ever a period, a one moment where Prince Philip came downstairs and said like, "Hey, Queen, make me some breakfast," and she did it? Do you think has it ever happened? No, I'm guessing no, never.
She definitely laughed in his face when he said it.
She was like, "I could have you
She's
executed."
like, we have black
Have you
slaves
murdered.
to do that. That's what she said.
Right.
All right, so shout out to him. Like I said, we have the most cheerful rest in peace section of all time. Rest in peace, Prince Philip.
Oh man, they were going hard on him. They were making fun of him so bad. It was. I felt bad for dude, man. They were just clowning him because he was so old and stuff like that. Yeah, it was. Twitter's a nasty place sometimes.
So sad. All right, now to the rest in pieces that we care about. DMX.
Yes.
So that was my boy. We did kind of give him my flowers last week because when we heard the news about him having a heart attack, but things didn't get better. He just went downhill, and passed away since last episode. I don't remember what day exactly, but we did want to show our condolences to him and his family and the hip hop community in general, because I think everybody liked DMX. I don't know who hated him besides that dude. What was the room number, Paul?
150.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was a good time. I would have had a good hip hop verse.
Most disrespectful
rap
verse
ever. Take the snow up to 150. See Joe.
Yeah, that's right. It's a street number, actually. It's not a room, but I digress.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. So, did anybody have any? Shonda, you weren't here. Do you have any special memories of DMX, Mr. Earl Simmons?
Special memories. I guess the one that kind of sticks out for me is like the tribute that he did for Aaliyah with that the I Miss You video. I really enjoyed that. And then I would say like favorite songs, How It's Going Down and Slippin' are probably two of my favorite.
Yep.
Slippin' was a monster.
Yeah.
Hold on. Does in what these women want? Does he shout you out? Does he say Donna, Yolanda, and Rhonda, Tawanda? Are you in there?
I don't think I am. Because I was.
Black Delegates exclusive.
I was actually searching for it, but I never heard it.
Okay.
He said a lot of names on that, so the odds of him missing you is pretty slim.
Hey, every girl named Kim that I knew.
I think Rhonda was as close as I got.
Every girl named Kim was say, hey, I was one of those three.
Yeah.
Did y'all see the New York Daily News cover that got like a lot of play on social media? Yeah, where they split it. Yeah. And they were saying, on the left side, well, here, I'll show y'all if you can see it. Let's see.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So on the left side, it says, beloved.
That dude can't even get his shine over DMX.
99. And then on DMX, it says, brilliant but troubled musician dies at 50. And people were like, yo, we in New York. Like, DMX is a legend in New York. And y'all showing more love to Prince Philip, like an old, some people say racist white dude because of how the Royals get down. But DMX has to be a troubled musician. Do y'all feel like is that subtle racism at play or nah? I mean, X was troubled. We can't. But do you have to eulogize him in that way in the headlines?
Shonda, how do you feel?
I mean, I feel like it was a bit disrespectful. I think they could, but that's just how media is, unfortunately. I think you just kind of have to be able to read through it and know whenever you see the BS and when to dismiss it.
Okay.
I don't really have a thought, but I feel bad. I just pretend that the Queen has a Twitter account, and I'm sure somebody had to explain to her who DMX was, and she was like, "There's this man that sounds like he's been smoking menthol since he was 7 years old, and he just growls and he barks and he says what real loud, and then he died the same day as her husband, so he gets equal billing around the world." And so she was like, "What is going on? I don't understand." That's all I'll picture that.
Yo, I bet Queen Elizabeth listened to DMX. I bet she had one of his albums in her rotation, bro.
She definitely's playing sure. Y'all Gonna Make Me Lose My Mind.
No,
up
when
in
she,
here.
no, look, when those countries try to the former colonies, when they try to leave and she goes over to visit them to let them know, she playing They Don't Know. And then she just stomping with that little handbag in there like this.
Man, is it racist though? It's like, I feel like if you're a king of a country,
he's not a king. He's not the king.
He kind of is though. He kind of is though. We already disrespected him saying he's the prince, and then on top of that he dies, and now you're just like, oh, we can't. And DMX was a troubled rap artist. He died of an overdose. So, not lying. You know, I know we don't want to speak ill of the dead, and you know, God rest his soul and all that, but it is what it is.
Look,
I
man,
mean, I feel like I'm sure the. Go ahead.
Well, all I'm saying, I don't know about the story, but like I enjoyed. I looked at too much DMX stuff. I listened to all the songs. I bumped some Cisco. That's the first time Cisco's been played in the house in a long, long time. Wow. But I enjoyed all the stories about DMX, and that was the funnest part of this weekend. Was like just reading he had all these like just cool encounters with people, and it was really cool because you didn't hear any. You know, I'm sure he's wasted and drunk and high, or robbed somebody. You never heard. I mean, although you heard some stories about him stealing cars, but it just sounded like fun. But just heard all these great stories about him, like going to restaurants and like leading people in prayers and all kinds of stuff like that. Man, the dude just lived a interesting. He probably lived like a 10 lifetimes, man. He couldn't do all the stuff he did. So like, man, I mean, I'm glad he. Like we said last week, I didn't want to be kept on life support, man. Just get him out of there. Go out, be done with it. And he just reading all the stories that some of it I didn't know about. He just had some awesome encounters with people. Just people really loved him and gravitated toward him. And yeah, man, I thought that was really fun just this week, just to hear all those different stories. So I enjoyed them.
Man, a dude is different. And I mean, I guess this is negative, but it's still just like crazy. The fact that he used to rob folks like with a dog. Like he just took his dog out and would have his dog like bark at people like going crazy on the leash. Like he didn't have a gun, he didn't have a knife. He just be like, "Yo, give me your money, or I'm gonna let him go." And folks just give him the bread. Like that's a crazy way to rob somebody. So X was different.
Yeah, but he was robbing people after he was famous. I mean, like, they said he was stealing cars. I mean, all kinds of crazy stuff, but just other cool stuff, man. Like,
and that's like the most recognizable voice ever. Like, how do you get away with that if you did that?
The craziest story I heard was like they said like there was some girl that he like it was some dude, who knows if this story is true, but he said it like some girlfriend he knew, she got invited to go back to his hotel room after a concert, and so she went in there thinking it was about to be a party or something like that, and she said she went in there, there was like 10 other girls in there. And he said all he was doing was just leading them in scriptures and stuff like that. and then I pictured, I was like, if Mossberg Amazing ever hits the big time, that's the same thing that's going to happen. That's the same groupie stories you're going to hear about, just Ryan in the hotel room preaching to these girls.
Right.
That's facts. I would do that.
Got the first track of the album is like a prayer, and then the second one is like me covered in blood, murdering 100 people.
Right. The craziest story I heard was the Gabrielle Union saying that she would sit up and watch Golden Girls with him.
Because he's got taste. Because he's got taste. Golden Girls all day, every day.
Yeah, agreed. That's like my all-time favorite show.
Ryan, so settle this debate for us: Golden Girls or Mama's Family?
It's not a debate because I didn't say that this was a versus. Why do you keep doing that?
We got to guess. Shut up. We ain't got to guess.
This dude is making a versus that I didn't even propose. I'm not saying Mama's Family is better than Golden Girls. I just like Mama's Family.
Let's just don't spoil what she's saying. Give us your opinion.
All right. So I really like Mama's Family. Golden Girls is my all-time favorite.
This one has taste. This one,
but I would say Mama's Family is probably, literally top 3.
How about that, Paul? What you meant for evil turned out for good, sir.
Top 3 of old white ladies babbling nonsense. That's top 3. Okay, there's only 2 shows. It's just them 2.
That was a really good show. It was a really good.
All right. Let's get into this week in blackness.
Yeah, really.
Yep.
Box wine. You the one who was you were voted most likely to leave early. Mm-hmm. So how was your week in brownness?
My week in brownness was good, man. Not much going on. Spring break for the kid. Did not end up going to the amusement park. My wife said, let's wait. Let's have second thoughts. Let's wait for the vaccine. And mysterious enough, we get our vaccines this week. My wife goes Tuesday. I go Wednesday. It's not the Johnson & Johnson, but yeah, we're scheduled. So I'll let y'all know how it goes next week. But man, really convenient. It's like literally at the nearest grocery store to our house.
Station.
So
you get a vaccine at the gas station. Don't do it.
Don't get that vaccine, bro.
So grocery store like around the corner. So I've been hearing like coworkers talking about like they had to drive 2 hours to go get their vaccination and stuff like that. I'm not doing all that. So like literally 5 minutes away. So we just hop up there, get it done. But yeah, wife goes one day, I go the next, and we'll report how it goes back. It's not Johnson & Johnson. So that's the big thing. The interesting story of the week is, man, I nearly killed a little kid, man. Driving in my neighborhood, coming home, had the whole family with me, wife, both kids in the car. We went to get ice cream or something like that. And man, again, Ryan and Phenom, y'all know about my neighborhood. Again, I'm not filthy rich, but there's some people in my neighborhood that are pretty well to do. You know, Teslas. There's some Porsches. You know,
you're not filthy rich, but we broke in comparison. We know.
I'm not saying all that, but anyway. But look, you got little white kids be out here riding around, and man, there's little white kids on golf carts. We ain't got no. There's no golf course right here. There's a golf course like a little ways away, but just kids be riding golf carts. Their parents buy golf carts, and they just be riding them to their friend's house. Like there's a kid that lives up the street, and he be, you know, they're like teenagers or young, you know, middle teens, whatever you call them. And they just be riding a little golf cart. But there's a bunch of them like that. There's probably 10 little golf carts you see every now and then. Mm-hmm. But there's also these other kids that got these little they're not like dirt. I don't know. They're dirt bikes. They're like little street legal, little 50cc little mini bikes. Mini bikes. Yeah. This kid's driving it, and we're down a straight shot going to my house, and he's sitting there. I think he's going the same lane as I am. So we're I'm coming up behind him. And as I'm coming up behind him, he starts drifting over toward the curb. So I think he's hearing me, and so he's kidding over. So I pass him, and so I try to speed up and start trying to just get. I'm moving over to the left, but I'm trying to pass him. He starts just literally turning around, in the middle of the street. He just starts turning around, and so he's not looking. He don't look over my way or nothing like that. And so I'm coming up on him, and I hit my brakes, and I slam on. I hit the whatever it is, the buzzer or whatever like that, the horn. And so then he finally looks over me, and he kind of looks at me, and I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, man, you almost died, And I gave him the dad look, because I was just gave him the real disappointed look, because I wanted to roll the window down. I was like, man, where's your parents at? What you doing out here?
Who your mama?
Yeah, where you live at? I'm gonna go, But I was like, nah, man. I just gave him the real disappointed dad face. I was just like. And he was like, you can see him. He's like, I'm sorry. I mean, he was scared to death, but it's like a little.
Did he call you sir?
I mean, I had my windows raised up, so I don't know. But he was shook. But I was like, man, you literally almost got killed. Because I was probably going 30, 35. But he was turning right into he was literally turning into my car. Mm-hmm. And then my whole life flashed before my eyes. I was like, oh man, these parents are going to come here and sue me. I'm going to lose everything. I'm going to have to live with Ryan. I'm gonna sleep on Ryan's couch in the basement in the man cave for 5 years and just stack my money back up. Oh, it's gonna be rough times.
Yeah, you Brown delegation, so the news was about to go through all your dirt. They was about to find all those adult magazines and videos and
was he watching porn while he was driving in the car? We're pretty sure that's what he was doing.
He tried crack back in 1987.
He was listening to DMX on the way home and wasn't paying attention and ran over a little white kid. But anyway, man, so nothing happened. But yeah, that was the highlight of my week. Almost killing a kid. Thankfully, nothing happened. But yeah, drive. Hey, kids, be safe out here, man. Look both ways. Come on. Who wants to go next?
Shonda. How was your weekend blackness?
It was rather boring. Just trying to survive this pandemic and just gearing up for some new home projects. I'm getting getting a new floor installed in the house. So I have to clear literally everything out of the room. So that's been a bit of a task, but just every evening, just kind of gearing up for that and getting everything situated. Okay. Nothing exciting.
So definitely a black delegate. Yeah, right, I'm going to say home improvements.
Got the home improvement projects.
Whatever you do not call any of us three to come help you with anything. Because guess what? If you listen to the podcast, you know that we can't do anything.
We getting stuff done. Phenom got about 6 more things on his list. Still ain't fixed.
Oh my goodness.
What kind of flooring are you getting done? Like hardwood?
So I'm going that route. I have carpet in the living room that's original to the house, so it's 30 years old. It needs to go. So I'm getting all that pulled up and then just doing a hardwood floor.
Okay. Is it green? I remember the Black Ryan had that green carpet. Yeah, the putting
green show on turf, baby. Yeah, but when the ladies came over, nobody said nothing because I got a house.
Thanks.
All right. And Ghetto Phenom, how was your week?
My week was good. It was cool.
For the listeners, though, you did say that the man did come and finally get his tools. out of your
He
driveway.
did. Yeah, that was an update. He came the next night. So last week when we potted on Sunday night, that's when I told him, so when he got his pink slip, he told me to set his stuff outside and let him know. So I set it out. He didn't come that night. He ended up coming like Monday night. And my wife said it was him and, some lady. I'm thinking like his boo thing came and picked up he had like 2 ladders and some little twisty ties or zip ties. And so she said he came and got them. I was still at work at the time, but no kind of beef, no issue. And so I was actually telling Shonda earlier today, the one thing that he did fix, which was a screen door, ended up breaking like 2 days later.
This dude was trash.
So I literally paid him for nothing.
Man, you gotta get back on Nextdoor and slap whoever. You gotta hey, I like to reach out to you and then just go and slap the taser. Like how did you recognize refer this person to me?
Yeah.
Anyway,
so we gonna go a different route, get that together. But my biggest thing for the week, actually, and we have been talking about this. I know the Black Ryan is out here doing some car shopping. Well, so was the wife. Y'all know we've been doing the leasing thing for a minute. Talk about it on the pod. So her lease was gonna be up next week. So we had identified what she wanted. She wanted the Hyundai Tucson. So we had already figured those out. They just came out, the new ones. So we went Friday and picked that up. And so it actually wasn't a bad transaction. You're usually shopping for cars. It's just annoying because when you go, it's like they just descend upon you like vultures. Like as soon as you step on the parking lot, you got the salesman running out. Like I said, we had done a lot of research online. So she knew pretty much exactly what she wanted.
Is there a negotiation with a lease?
Well, we didn't lease. This time we bought.
Oh, you bought? Okay.
I wanted to get out of that lease.
So how did negotiation go? I mean, did you just sit there, you just put your arms on the table and you stared at them real close? Like, this is my price, what you gonna do?
No, the negotiation actually was crazy because it wasn't a lot of negotiation because the car just came out. Like, it literally just started hitting dealer lots like 2 weeks ago.
Bad. So you couldn't say nothing. You was just like, I'll take that $200 off, sir. Thanks.
Right. I was prepared just to do MSRP because I was like, look, it's brand new. It's kind of hot out here in these streets. I was like, I'm going to just, but when she went the first time, they told her they were going to give her a discount. They ended up, so they claimed they gave it to us for the dealer invoice. And we actually, even though we leased the other car, the previous car, we had equity in it because we could have bought it out for less than it was worth. Okay. And so we ended up getting trade-in value on that. So I'm like, so they gave me, like $2,000, maybe a little bit more off of the invoice price. Okay. Plus we got, another couple grand for the trade that I didn't own. So, hey, I wasn't saying nothing. He showed me that price. I'm like, yep, where do I sign, sir?
Sign it down. Yeah.
I asked my wife, I was like, yo, ask them if they'll give us $500 more on the trade. And she said she asked, and they're like, nope. And I'm like, it's fine. We're doing it. So that was my negotiation.
Nothing wrong with that.
How was it? Was it like the inside open? I mean, like they had masks on. I mean, what was that? What was all that? How, like, I just don't know how you negotiate a car. I mean, because usually they try to keep you in there, locked in the little salesman's little office or a cubicle, and they're so nice to you. Like, oh, would you like some? Like little snags, and they had a little coffee machine. Would you like some free coffee or a beverage or a hot towel?
No,
I'm
not trying to stay here.
That's what I'm saying. That's like their tricks they use, but I guess they can't use those tricks no more because it's like, hurry and get the hell up out of here, or let's go talk outside in the parking lot in the hot sun.
Exactly. No, they keep you up in there, and like I said, we were in there for a while, which they said that their computer system was having issues, which I believe them. But so we went in Illinois, and it was weird because a lot of the people, I don't know, I guess they don't have mask mandates up there. A lot of the people, they would have masks on, but if they weren't like with a customer or something, they would take it off or they had it down, around the chin or whatever. And then if somebody would come up, they'll pull it up. But then there were some people in there that didn't have masks on at all. So But luckily, our salesman did. But it was just like we see people walking around without masks. We like, man. But we both been vaccinated, so it's not a huge deal. But it's still just like, ugh, yeah, I'm not about to go over there right now.
Right.
So, but the wife is happy. Like it's kind of they got
That's all that matters.
a gang of electronics up in
Right.
there. So to play with, she got features that she hadn't had. The
car Apple Play, CarPlay or whatever it is.
Yeah, well, she's had that, but just that some people call it the nanny state, where it keeps you in the lane keep assist and to flash the speed limit sign on there, and it's got a big touch screen, and you can change the colors of the speedometer because it's like a digital gauge where the speedometer and stuff is. So yeah, she like it. I like it, so we good. What about you, Ryan? How are your cartels going? Or are you talking about something else?
Dude, these cartels, man, it's nothing worse than buying a car. It sucks on every level. It's like I made the mistake of like TrueCar has kind of been a thing that's been popping up in my searches, I guess, since my phone is creeping on me and is listening to everything I say. For whatever reason, it's been putting a lot of TrueCar ads. So I'm like, all right, let me check out TrueCar and see what they're talking about. So I was like, oh, look at this. They offer a Sam's Club discount. I wonder how much it is. And I just press see the price. That's it. I put my email address in, my phone number, and I put see the price. And guess what happened? I got 1 million emails. They all just popped up like 20, 30, like ding, 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 ding. And I'm like, what is this? And then my phone immediately rings.
Start buzzing.
Like, Napleton Hyundai. Like, Suntrup Hyundai, Suntrup Kia, Suntrup Chevy. I'm like, oh, God. Like, yo. I'm like, hey, man, I just wanted to know a price. I'm sorry. Like, don't call me again. I'll call you when I'm ready. I was just trying to find out what the discount was for a Sam's Club membership. And was it worth my time? But, yes, it's taking me down. It's taking me down paths I don't want to go down. But I did get a chance to Friday stop by on my lunch break because I have been texting with the chick at the Kia over by my job. And I'm like, hey, I want to see the Kia Seltos. I'm curious. I just need to sit in one. Is it big enough? Is it okay? Because it's just me driving, man. Nobody's in my car. Like when we all together, we're going to get in the wife's car or whatever. Whichever car is the biggest vehicle, that's the one we're going to ride in. I'm just driving back and forth to work. Nobody's ever with me. So I don't want to spend a bunch of money getting a big vehicle, and we just don't need it. It's a waste. At this point, I don't care about my car that much. So I go there. She tells me, car's been in and out. And she's like, man, I need you to sign. You might have to sign a bill of sale or something like that. Just say that I want the car. They'll hold it for me and all this kind of stuff. And that way I have the option to buy it when they get it and nobody else can buy it from under me. And I'm like, I'm not signing nothing until I say that's the car I want. But I said, I do want to come. I want to sit in it. I want to see what's in there, see what it's like. Because it's a new car. I don't really care that much about the test drive. I will test drive, but not right now. Because they'll be talking to you forever. I don't even want to get in the car with you, bro. So I go up there and I said, hey, I've got time on my lunch break. I'm going to come up there. I want to see a Seltos and I want to see a K5 and check it out. She says, okay. I said, I'll be there in like an hour and a half. I go up there. I get there. She's like, ask for this person, which is not the person I was actually texting with all this time. I get up there and she's like, yeah, we don't have any Seltoses in stock, but... And I'm like, I got my mask on now, Phenom, so I couldn't just give her the face that I normally do. Like, Negro, you knew that I said I wanted to sit in this. So I couldn't give her a face. I wanted to pull my mask down to show her. Yeah, I want to put my mask down so I can show her my face and then put the mask back up to show my disappointment. I'm like,
you got to order a mask that has that look on the mask itself. I've seen those. And then you just have to take the mask off, take your mask off that you're wearing, and then put that one on, and then let it just look at her like, see,
just a disgusted face. I like it.
Right, exactly.
So
STO
I'm like,
mode.
okay. So the K5, she's like, oh, so we do have a K5. And she's like, which one you want to look at? And I was like, all of them. Just show me all the trims. I said, matter of fact, just show me the worst trim, the lowest trim, and then show me the highest trim. And I was like, then I can look at the highest one and be like, I don't need all this. Or I can look at the lowest one and be like, this is crap. I need something a little bit better.
Right.
So I did check that out and looked at it. She ran off, and then some dude with a ponytail snuck up on me, and all of a sudden he was helping me. I don't know where he came from. And then he's like, she told me that you wanted to look at a Kia Sportage. And I was like, no, I didn't say I wanted to look at a Sportage. I said a Seltos. And he was like, oh, we don't have any Seltoses. I was like, yeah, I heard. That's what I came up with for though. And he's like, oh, okay, well, I don't know what happened with that. But the girl came back out and she's like, what'd you think? You like the K5? And I was like, it's cool. I was like, it's not really for me. I was like, it's actually pretty spacious. It's got a lot of leg room. So, Phenom, if you're interested, man, K5 is pretty nice. It's I don't know, anything's nice in comparison to the minivan though. So maybe I'm biased. You've been riding in that whack minivan for too long. Everything look cool. I'm in the bottom trim. Like, whoa! Look at all these features.
I don't have to do this anymore with my window. Whoa!
The lights work. The lights come on when you open the door.
I don't have to take this little black wire and this little red wire and hit them together like this to get the car to start in the morning.
I don't disrespect minivans though, because they still got the passenger auto up and down, which every car should have, but they only do it for the driver's side. It's stupid. But anyway, so when I talked back to the girl, I was just like, yeah, I wish you had told me it wasn't no Seltoses up here because I wouldn't have came. I was like, I think you knew that though. And then she was like, oh no, I said that there weren't any. It's like, no, you told me to come up here and check it out because you only had a couple and that they would go fast and I needed to sign a paper. I said, I remember what you said. And then she was like, oh, that wasn't me. That was someone else. I'm like, all right, man. Like, I'm cool, dog. Like, you tripping. And other than that, though, man, I ended up leaving there in a hurry. She was talking to me, and I just walked away. I was like, I couldn't show my disgust on my face, so I was going to show it by my brisk walk back to the minivan to show her that I didn't care what she was talking about. I was like, all right, with my back turned. She's like, you're going to, so you could call me back later? And I was like, yeah, all right. And as I just got back in the car. So I drove 2 doors down to the Chevy dealer.
Listen to that, boys and girls.
Yep.
All right.
All right. Other than that, man, more grown people stuff. Got vaxxed up, got taxed up. I did my taxes.
Same. I did mine too, man.
Yep. All Saturdays, wasting my time. It's funny because when I'm doing my taxes, like I'm handling all this. My wife ain't got to do nothing, but she'll be like, I'll be like, can you give me your login so I can get your W-2s? She'll be like, I'm like, babe, I'm doing the taxes. How you upset? What you huffing and puffing about? I've been doing this all day long. And she'll be like, you need another login? Like, if you just log in once, it'll save forever. I'll never ask you again. But
hey, guess what? That's one argument me and my wife never have to make. She has no WG.
It works out for you. All right, we're finna get into these stories, man. We've been taking too long.
Real quick on that. I got the stimmy money I got my tax refund.
Finally.
Yep, and then that third stimmy is coming next week, so your boy about to be stimmied out.
Well, I don't know. You probably got like 10 G's coming in. Nice.
This explains why the car was purchased right here.
No, that was without stimmy money. So now you know I'm about to go ham.
Oh, yeah. He about to ball out on us. All right. So
it might be time to rob. It's time to rob Phenom.
Let's get into these news stories, y'all.
Finally.
Let's get it.
So, first story I wanted to talk about. Was this a racist tribute? If you know, or you probably don't know, Steph Curry. What did I say? I didn't say racist? My bad. Racist. No. Is it racist? Mm-hmm. I thought it was. Steph Curry, in order to support the Asian community, decided that he was going to auction his game-worn shoes, which is a normal thing in the NBA, right? But on the side of these shoes, hand-painted, nicely, mind you, was sneakers designed by the Bruce Lee Foundation with a quote from Bruce Lee, "Under the heavens, there is but one family." Now, when I saw this, I immediately was like, I cannot believe the Asian delegation is letting this rock. These dudes picked the one dude who, we can't just always be like every time Asians are brought up that this is a Bruce Lee thing. I thought it was racist. It's like if we had one black person that they always use in every situation, I would feel some type of way about it. And I was just curious what y'all thought about it. Got the link in the notes. The shoes are cool. I'm sure it made money for whatever it made money for. It gave us the attention that they desired. But just, did we have to use Bruce Lee to talk about the Asian community? How's this work? Phenom, I'm gonna go to you first.
Well, that went a different direction than I thought about you saying it was racist. Like, I thought you were going to say because the shoes were yellow and it was talking about Asians. Like,
ooh, I didn't even think about that. That's also racist.
I was like, what? But I was going to say no because, yellow and black were the colors that Bruce Lee, always wore in his movies. So that was like his signature little color or whatever. But no, I don't think it's racist. The fact that he worked with the Bruce Lee, foundation or organization and that they helped design him. I guess there is something about, maybe going to Bruce Lee as a go-to, but black people do that. I mean, you go to kind of the same, black people or non-black folks or, even in St. Louis, what's Box Wine Poppy always talk about? Y'all know Nelly. Y'all listening to Nelly. Like,
y'all's national anthem of this whole city is a nursery rhyme about doing drive-bys. Come on, it's true. Y'all know it. It's a nursery rhyme about doing drive-bys, and that's the song of the city. Come on, man. And then you got Ike Turner slapping people around. That's the other most famous dude from St. Louis. Come on.
Oh my goodness.
That's y'all's too.
Yeah. So the fact that he worked with that organization, I don't think it's racist at all, and I think it is definitely more beneficial to have somebody like Steph Curry, just bringing light to that issue and saying, listen, stop Asian hate. Let's stop the violence against Asian folks.
Listen, counterpoint. Shawnee, you'll be the tiebreaker. Let me jump in here. Definitely racist, these shoes.
Thank you.
And let me tell you what he should have done for these shoes. We should have put my man, we talked about him last week, Asian delegation for sure, Godzilla. Why is Godzilla not on the shoe? He's 100% Japanese. He's just starting in a big movie. He doesn't get no. I'm gonna be polite here because we don't want him to no Messiah. He don't get no women, no Godzilla woman. He gets no. Why don't women love Godzilla? Every King Kong movie, there's some like white woman that's infatuated with King Kong and then King Kong goes and saves her, and then they still kill King Kong. Godzilla don't get no women. What's up with that? Put that man on the shoe. Put Godzilla on the shoe for Asian Celebration Day. And then make some money off that.
That might be even more racist to go with Godzilla over Bruce Lee.
He's the most famous export. Put Godzilla on the shoe and make a ton of money. Come on, buddy.
That may be why Godzilla doesn't get any love, because I know I've seen that in terms of like dating, like they say that black women, unfortunately, are considered, I don't know, when they do the polls, like black women are less desired by other races or whatever, and then Asian men is like second from the last. So
yeah, that's true.
Maybe that's why Godzilla is not getting no love. So when I see Shonda shaking her head, that's not me. I married a sister. I dated the sisters.
So did Paul.
That ain't us. But
we love black women here.
Right.
But I think that black women are least desired in public. That's what I was going to say. So essentially, I feel like, if you talk about marrying us, putting us on your arm, it's a no because you don't want to be ridden out the wheel. Yeah. But I think definitely desired by all types of men.
Big facts.
Shonda saying all persuasions are trying to dive in those DMs, huh?
That's a fact.
I'm just saying. But definitely, especially the white delegation in private only.
Yep. So what about these shoes? Are these shoes racist?
Ooh, the shoes. So the shoes, I feel like I'm on the fence a little bit. So I have more of an issue with the color of the shoe being yellow. Okay. That makes me raise an eyebrow more so than the Bruce Lee aspect. The Bruce Lee aspect, I feel like I'm okay with because, to reach out to the Asian delegation, fine, have someone who is within that community. Great, because if you have someone else from a different race that's trying to influence or say what things should be, it may be taken the wrong way as well. So don't really have an issue with the Bruce Lee part, but the yellow shoes, I don't know. I would definitely raise an eyebrow.
I guess Bruce Lee is Asian Jordan. I mean, if you really want to, I saw this dude playing ping pong with some nunchucks. And I ain't never seen nothing like that before in my life. And he was playing against some good dudes. And he was just whipping it around. And that was real. From everything that I've ever looked up to find out is that real, that was real. So if you could play ping pong with some nunchucks, you Asian Jordan. So shout out to him. Matter of fact, I want some Bruce Lee shoes now that I think about it.
Bruce Lee,
right.
like the
Bruce
GOAT.
Lee shoes over Satan shoes for sure.
Bruce Lee over Satan all day. Yeah.
Every day.
All right. So
Keep going! Keep going!
Phenom, a homeless man infiltrates USC.
Yeah, and this actually was another box wine poppy story, but I was so enamored by it, I was like, yo, we gotta have this on the pod. USC, one of the most popular schools, biggest schools in terms of sports. Their football program is a storied university. Well, they had a guy who was a homeless man, and he is a young man, probably in his late teens, early 20s. But he was just like kicking it with the UFC team. And so he was in the dorms with them, like in the food hall, like eating with them, like just with everything. And everybody thought he belonged, like his preseason activities or whatever. And he was just out there kicking it with him. And everybody's like, oh, okay, this dude is on the team. Well, the only way that they figured out that this dude was not is because when they had practice, dude showed up to practice and was like returning kicks. And they were just like, they're like, wait, this dude look a little different. And they said that the biggest difference was that, like, he was wearing, I think, number 84. Like, he had a UFC jersey. He had a USC jersey and everything. I think it was number 84. They said that the person who really should have been wearing 84 was like 6'4" or 6'6", and this dude was 5'10". That's the only way they figured it out. He had been like kicking it with the team, eating, sleeping, like living the life at USC. He probably was, on some little sorority chicks, like whatever.
How old was this person?
Like I said, they said he was college age, so that's why they think he got away with it for so long. And they said if he would have never went to practice, like they probably never would have figured it out. But one of the coaches like looked and was just like, yo, that's not so-and-so. He's not 6'4", he's not 6'5". And they had security go and like check him and then found out he was just like a homeless impersonator. Great. But how dope is it? Like, how crazy is it that you could impersonate like a college athlete for that long and kind of get away with it?
Okay, but where was so-and-so?
Who?
Like that.
Where was so-and-so, number 84?
Oh, yeah.
Where was he? How did he just, where did he go? I'm confused.
It's actually number 87.
87, where's 87?
What I think happened is that number 87 wasn't there yet. Like, he was a student who committed, but, maybe is still a senior in high school or something. And so he's not actually on campus yet. And this other dude just kind of showed up and was like, yep, hey, I'm him.
Wow.
Hey, he came for the Chick-fil-A in the trash can, and he ended up returning kicks. Like, that's a great day. I mean, well, however long he was doing it, I like it. I think I think they should just give him a scholarship, man. Just start over, bro. You can live in the dorms.
The part that was wild to me was they said he was in the jacuzzi with the players. They said he was in the jacuzzi with the players. Like, can you imagine the homeless dude up in the jacuzzi?
Yo, this is the best time of that dude's life. I heard USC got a nice campus too. So yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh man,
yeah.
That thing.
It's right beside the hood. It's right beside South Central actually. So
that dude,
that dude
lives in a box, man. He's cool.
That's racist.
It's not racist. He's homeless.
He's Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna make a joke, but it's okay.
Make it.
See, look at him on his best behavior.
I forgot it now.
Look at him on his best behavior. Stop it.
I'm gonna save this. I
want to hear the joke.
I'm good. I'm gonna stop.
Last week, this dude told us we should have played 24 Hours to Live on DMX, and we just let that ride. But now you wanna be on your best behavior because Shonda here. Get out of here, man. We ain't forgot. You the same person you was last week.
Same person I've been every day for the last since you know me.
Keep going! Keep going!
Next story. If you love us, pay us. Paul.
Yeah, this one's mine, man. Yeah, man. So like, Puff Daddy he wrote a long, like, I guess an op-ed, but he was basically talking about how like big corporations, you know, they advertise on like big black platforms like BET and his channel Revolt, but like the money they get is just a tiny pittance. So I mean, it was a long story short. He threw out a bunch of facts and figures and stuff like that in the article, but he's basically saying like, you know, he's complaining about GM as the source of it, and he's basically saying like, hey, you guys get a bunch of money from the black community, but the amount of money you give to black-owned companies like for advertising is a pittance. So basically, and again, he owns Revolt, so he's basically saying, you know, pay me more. That's what he's basically at the end of this day saying, and so he's doing all that, and so that's the gist of his article. I guess maybe we'll go to the other part of this. Well, then people start calling him out, saying that he kind of screwed over a lot of his bad boy artists over his career. So they were like, why should GM be making you whole or paying you your worth when you haven't done that the same for your artists and things like that?
Yeah, well, I'll jump in on the first half of it. I mean, I've worked in black media, and it's definitely true that, you know, there are people, there are companies, there are, you know, just business people that make a lot of money off the black community, but won't necessarily invest in black businesses and don't necessarily see the value in it. So I think he does have a fair point there. You know, especially like working at a black newspaper, man, it's just a lot harder for them to get like advertising dollars than it is for traditional like white mainstream media. And where I was working, I mean, it was like a top-notch organization, just winning award after award, and it wasn't like a rinky-dink mom and pop, you know, type of deal. But we often were overlooked just because it was, you know, a black-owned business and really targeted towards black audiences. So I feel him on that. But yeah, I think you're right. When you don't treat your own folks right, don't treat your own artists right, you know, you really kind of lose that leg to stand on in terms of trying to criticize. Shonda, you're shaking your head. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I feel like, you know, it was well intended, but I do think that, you know, he has a reputation of just not paying black artists and, you know, what they're worth. I actually remember whenever I was younger, you guys remember Street Side Records?
Yeah. 100%.
One of the, so my best friend worked there, and I was hanging out there one day, and one of the girls from his Dream group, the group Dream, it was like a girl group. Yeah. One of them were in there hanging out. They came in there to shop or something, and she was making comments about not getting money from Diddy. And it's just like, you know.
She went to the record store and just started dissing Diddy?
She did, crazy. Just to complain. I mean, she was in there shopping, but I mean, I can't even remember how the conversation started, but, you know, it did divert to Diddy. I think actually, I do remember, he had a party here in St. Louis. Oh, okay. And it, and that came up, and then she ended up was just talking about how he does not pay his artists. And I just think, you know, he's had that reputation for quite some time. So I agree with Ishmael. It's like you kind of lose your leg to stand on whenever you do things like that. And people are going to call you out. So you got to take it. Take it on the chin.
All right. Let's see if I can come from a different angle on this one. I'm going to say that, yes, I agree. Diddy has his own transgressions against the black community. But I also think there is a time and a place to address our own issues. This is the same as when black people get shot by the cops, and then all of a sudden you start talking about, but he committed a crime last week. Yeah, he did, but he got shot by the cops. Like, we want to talk about these white people not paying us what we worth. And so that's really what we need to stick to. I hate that we do that. It's really that crabs in a bucket mentality a little bit. Like, it's hard being black. I say that all the time, but it's so hard. We can't have anybody stand up and lead in any arena without everybody tearing you down immediately on social media, if they can. We got to stop doing that. Just leave it alone. If you don't agree with it, keep your mouth shut. But you agree with what he's saying, right? Then just roll with it. It's fine.
I'll throw out one of. Go ahead.
I do want to throw out something else, and then maybe we could discuss that too. I also think that a lot of times we say that we're not being paid the same as our white counterparts. But in those situations, it's not where a black person and a white person have the same job. Yes, that's happening. But when we're dealing with a different industry where this is catered to black people, like my customers are black and your customers are white, like that's a whole different revenue stream right there. Like we don't have the money to pay us what they're paying us. Like they got a lot more money out there just for white stuff. Like white podcasts, they getting millions of dollars because they putting in way more numbers than Joe Budden is. Like him and Rogan ain't on the same level. So they can't say you're not paying us the same. So I think that's something. I'm not saying that's totally the reason, but that's a thing to look at too. Boxwine?
I guess for me, like, so the article to me, I agree with all y'all. Like, like one can be true and the other thing can be true. Like, they could put more money into the companies, but Puff Daddy could do a better job of like how helping his artists. And the real thing is like where this came from is did y'all see that video of Black Rob? Y'all know Black Rob from Whoa, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And you saw he was like in a hospital looking really messed up, and somebody shot a video and he was talking about the man's missing teeth and obviously he has no health care. That's where this all kind of came from. And like if you look at the link I sent, like the dude was like, pay Black Rob's medical bills and shut the hell up or something, like leave us alone or something like that. Man, the music industry is weird, man. Like there, like in actors, there's a union. There's like a union. So if you work long enough, you get like healthcare and stuff like that. But like music, there's nothing, man. So you have these artists like Black Rob or maybe DMX. They have problems, issues, whatever like that, and there's nothing. They need to figure out some kind of union where they have to pay in or something like that. But man, you can't have these dudes out here 20 years later and they got no missing teeth and they're on their deathbed, man. It's real messed up, man. So they need to work on something like that. Not take anything off Puff Daddy. He needs to pay his artists more, but then you got to figure some kind of union or something, man. Just get some health care. But Puff Daddy also put out. He said he wanted 15% of all advertising spending to go to black-owned media. And again, he owns Revolt, so I'm sure he wants a lot of it. So it's self-serving, right? It's kind of like, hey, pay me more in a way. But I feel what he's saying. So
it's the same thing we said about Jay-Z the second he said something. Well, yes, he's black. It's going to benefit him if we pay black people. So we got to stop, man. Just let him say what he needs to say, and then we can try to benefit from it.
Yeah, I think the one thing I would say is when you have things like this, like big initiatives, it's important to have sort of the right spokesperson. You know what I'm saying? And nobody's going to be altruistic. Nobody's going to be, kind of sin-free, the perfect person. Right. But I think, in this situation, I mean, it's kind of one-to-one where you're asking people to pay you more, but you're not paying other people more. So it's like when you look back in the civil rights days, like they were very intentional about stuff. Like Rosa Parks wasn't the first person to sit on the bus and not get up. But she was the person that they chose because they're like, all right, we think Rosa can have an impact. I think the first lady that did it had a child out of wedlock or something, which back then was very much frowned upon. So she didn't get the credit that she deserved. But they were like, yo, let's put Rosa Parks as the face of this movement. And it kind of blew up. So I think, Diddy, you can be for this. You can be like, yo, let's push this. This is the right thing to do. But you may say, well, you know what? I'm not the right person to push this message. So I'm going to put my resources behind it, but we're going to find somebody else who has a little less baggage to kind of push it and get it to go through.
Who would that be then?
And
there lies the problem. You can't.
No, there are other people. There are other black media folks. Like you could do that with Master P. Master P has media entities, and even though Master P has sort of baggage.
I don't want Master P speaking on nothing for me.
Why not? Master P is interesting because Master P just had gutter, gangster rap, but he's like a successful black businessman, and he doesn't. Like, he paid his artists. He took care of his artists. So you don't really hear people speaking bad about Master P. He's just kind of looked at
if you talk to Sons of Funk, they got that check. They did.
Hold on. We're listening to somebody just said, he said, quote, "You don't hear people speaking bad about Master P." This is the man that went to a Master P concert and booed the man off stage. What are we talking about? Booed the man off stage. Him and his wife booed him off stage. And now he's there talking about he don't talk bad about this man.
No, we said we booed when they were not on stage. I told you, me and my wife enjoyed that concert. Like, we kicked it at that concert. Go back and listen to the tape. Don't try to put words into my mouth, partner.
That's not what I remember. Ryan, I'm going to need a ruling, but we'll talk about it after the pod.
Yeah.
I have another comment to make. So I feel like with Diddy, if he decided that he wanted to out GM publicly, then he also deserved to be scrutinized publicly as well. It's like you're trying to call out GM in front of everybody, so be ready for what you might get in return.
I do agree with that, Shonda, but I also think that we should let the white people do it. Because his beef is with the white people. If I call out Phenom on social media, if he come back at me, that's cool. But Paul can't get in it now and talk about me. Like, yo, I'm talking to Phenom. So that's all I'm saying. Like, black people, we got to let the white people defend themselves. We got to stop doing the work for them.
I hear you.
Puffy takes these big stands though when it's all about benefiting him. That's the thing, man. Like, talk about an issue that maybe doesn't directly impact the company, the companies you own. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you can have interest in those causes. Where's the long letters with all the stats and what you demand for those? That's, I guess I'd take a little bit more interest in this story if he did some of that. But I mean, it's his opinion. I respect it, but. Just a little weird.
Keep going! Keep going!
Next story, Jail's Kitchen. I like the title. I want to see what this one's about. Shonda, this is you. You gonna intro this? Yes, you are. You can't shake your head. You gotta do it. It's easy.
I can't pronounce these names. I can't even remember.
I don't pronounce anybody's name when I do stories.
Right.
Ever.
Oh, Lord.
You just freestyle it. Tell us what the story
We talked about this and he promised
jump in
me.
if you want, man.
So, yeah, this story, and I'll kick it off for Shonda and then she could jump in. But I thought it was interesting. We're kind of in a culture, and we talk about this, especially within the black delegation. We're in this culture where we like to be seen. And especially, I mean, we talk about rappers. Folks be talking about selling dope and shooting folks and killing folks. Folks be talking about robbing stuff and be on the gram, stunting or flexing, whatever you want to call it. People holding money phones to their ear. And so this is not just in the black culture. This also is prevalent in La Cosa Nostra, in the Italian delegation. And so we have a mafia fugitive. His name is Mark Ferrin Claude Bayart. So I see why Shonda didn't
just
want
should
to
have
say
said that dude.
Right, the Italian dude.
Yeah.
And basically this dude, he's actually from Italy. He's not like a New York dude, but he's from Italy. He was in the mafia. He had to flee several years ago, back in 2014, for cocaine trafficking into the Netherlands. Mm-hmm. And so my man got away. Like, the feds were looking for him. He dipped out the country. He was hiding. And all of a sudden, the dude decides, I'm going to make a YouTube cooking show.
Oh, okay.
He's like, I'm here in like the Bahamas or something like that.
When you got a passion for something, you gotta let it breathe. Do it.
And so the man made this YouTube cooking show. I guess he was showing them how to cook Italian classics. Now, he did blur his face.
Oh, really? That's funny.
He blurred his face in the video so people wouldn't know his identity. But Shonda, what did he not blur that ended up getting him caught?
He did not hide his tattoos, which made him identifiable to the police.
Yep, the man had some very identifiable tats. Those were shown in the videos, and the Italian government, I guess reached out to the Bahamas. They're like, "Yo, this dude is a mobster. We got to get him," and he ended up getting caught. So I just wanted to know, like, what do y'all think about that? Again, we talk about this with black folks all the time, but with the Italian mafia gangster, like, Boxwine Poppy, would you set up a YouTube channel if you were on the run?
No.
And are you on the run?
Because first of all, because I can't cook, so that's unless you want me, unless it's gonna be like breakfast food, a cooking channel for that. No, I'm cool. But I respect the man because in the picture, the dude's got jean shorts. I want jean shorts to come back, man. That was my era. What happened? I'm trash. I know this, but like, man, I want jean shorts to come back. This man's rocking them. I miss wearing them. Come on, Ryan, you had some. I know you did, brother. Come on.
I probably had jean shorts way longer than I should have.
It's facts. Same here. I still got like 3 pairs just waiting for them to come back in style.
Yeah, I got some in the drawer. Like they ain't came out.
And look, I got the Soldier Boy ones, like the big ones like this.
They on deck. Now is that the same for women, Shonda? Can y'all still rock jean shorts?
You can rock anything.
I feel like I've seen some. Rolled up. I feel like I've seen some jean shorts. Not like the longer ones, the shorter ones.
Unfortunately, for sure. if we can see your thighs, like you can wear anything you want. That's the crazy part. Nobody gonna see.
But yeah, not the style for me. But I think those are always in.
Now, Ryan, what are your thoughts on this story?
I think this is dumber than being a rapper and you saying what you did, saying your crime in the song. Like, you had to do this show. You didn't have to. You could have done anything else. And then you blurring your face, so now people are gonna look to see who you are. Yo, just don't be on the show. Make it well, you can't be audio. Just do your hands. You could have just done your hands. But if once you blur your face, now all of social media is looking for you. They like, who is this dude? He must be somebody. We got to find out who he is. This dude's an idiot.
Hey, but I can't front though. I kind of want to go onto the YouTube channel and see what he was cooking up. Because look, man, if you were a criminal mastermind, transporting kilos of cocaine and extortion, drug trafficking, murder, money laundering, all these things, and you just like, man, I got some pasta linguine recipes in the tuck that I gotta share with the world. After when I'm a millionaire living in the Dominican Republic doing God knows what in the DR. Like, it's got to be fire. I got to try it. I got to taste it, man. I might have to see what it's like. So I need to find this. I need to find this man's cooking channel, see what he's cooking up, mimic it, and let's see, man. Let's not judge the man. He might be trying to tell us something. He might be on something.
I'll be honest. I looked for it and I could not find it. I found stories about it. But I thought the same thing. I was like, I definitely want to see what he's cooking. And that was one of my questions. It was like, okay, well, he had been hiding from the police since 2014. Yep. Were they just looking up delicious Italian recipes, or was he being surveilled? Like, I don't understand. Like, how did they find him?
Somebody was like, yo, I found this dude. He make a cold linguine. Like, you got to check it out. Here's his YouTube link. And they're like, hold up. That tattoo look like pull up Interpol.
Right. But then I also feel like for him too, it's just like you go this long without being found. And he actually had like hand and arm tattoos, which were the ones that were identifiable. But it's like, cover that stuff up. I feel like not that I would be on the run for anything, but if I did, exactly, I would not have my voice. I would not have like anything identifiable. Like, it's like, you have to be careful. Like, why would you do that?
What he should have did was do the Black Shadow, change his voice, say that's who he is, and then just put the video out. That way nobody's looking at us like, yo, you can't find me. Like, I did a crime. I've been killing people all this time. Here's my linguine. Y'all need this. I like it.
No, I agree. I forget who said it. Might have been it was either Brian or Boxwine, but talking about just do the hands, and maybe you put gloves on because like that's already a thing now. Like maybe even like 5 years ago that would have been kind of suspicious. But now you got all the people playing with the toys. You to open the toys with just your hand showing. Just do that. But I just don't understand why people in this position, you out here doing dirt. You wanted by them peoples. Why do you need to be like famous? Why do you need to be on social media? I don't get it.
That YouTube money is pretty nice, though, I hear.
You say what?
I said, I hear that YouTube money is pretty nice, though. You never know.
Only if you popping. Like, it's nice if once you get to the millions, when you like the black delegates and you getting 22, that check is looking all bad.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Ryan's buying a new car. Where did the money come from? I be wondering sometimes when you do an accounting, make the Button podcast, man. We might split up real quick.
I wouldn't tell y'all if I was getting paid anyway. You know how we do. You doing this?
That's
for free.
that's the problem,
Exactly.
and therein is the problem right there.
But plot twist: the reason we brought Shonda on the show today, because the Black Ryan is out of here.
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
It's like
That's
Survivor.
messed up. And y'all made me work a full day and then fired me.
Right.
That's right. Fire you on a Friday.
We wanted her to
let's risk
study your
conflict.
style. She's gonna be the new host. Like, study him for one episode, get him up out of here.
Hey, but the one thing y'all don't know is, hey, I can't wait. I'm trying to get out of this part. I just keep recording it because there's 2 people listening. I feel like I'm gonna let them down. All right, so
That's hilarious.
with that being said, if the viewers would like to message us and say how much they'll miss me when I'm gone, where can they contact us?
Yo, if you want to reach out to the Black Delegates Podcast, you can email us at theblackdelegatespod@gmail.com. Send us an email. Tell us, how do you think the second coming of Shonda, the Black Shonda, how does she do? Should she come back? Should she take the Black Ryan's place? Is she a one and done? Let us know. You can also hit us up on social media. We are on Twitter and Instagram at Black Delegates. There's an underscore between Black and Delegates. If you want to follow me, I'm on Twitter and Instagram at Ghetto Phenom. The Black Ryan is on Twitter and the gram at The Black Ryan. And Boxwine Poppy is on Twitter at Boxwine Poppy. Shonda, I know you kind of slide on the low. You kind of Boxwine Poppy it and hide out on social media. Do you want to drop any aliases or any tags while you're at it?
Nope, I'm the non-social on social media.
Non-social. She say, you want to find her, listen to the episode. That's it. That's all you get.
I know about 5 people in my life who have no social media footprint whatsoever. I don't trust those folks. Like, what you doing? What y'all doing out here? What y'all be doing in your free time? Because, what
you probably shouldn't.
Those people probably have footprints, but they just buried up underground. It's not that they don't have them; they just know how to hide them. So
okay,
they got the burner accounts on deck, like Boxwine Poppy. So Boxwine, the people want to help out the show. If they want to help us grow, if they want to help us bring Shonda on full time, afford the salary to pay her, what can they do?
Go into the comments, give us 5 stars, and then tell us, hey, Ryan in, Shonda out, Ryan out, Shonda in. That's what we need, man. So yeah, tell a friend, get a media campaign going, get Puff Daddy to write a long letter about it in the whatever journal he's got. Yeah, let's do that, man.
So Shonda, let's throw it to Shonda. You got any last words on your experience? Do you want to come back to the Black Delegates? Are you like, I'm done with y'all fools, I'm not even listening no more? Well, how did you think the show went?
I had a good time. I was a lot less nervous than I was the first time, so that was good. No, it was a lot of fun, so I thank you guys for having me.
Good.
All right. And Brian?
I would like to thank you for showing up because this is going to be the best editing I've ever done. Paul didn't cuss not once. This dude was on his best behavior. Wow. He's so phony. Look at him. He's smiling. He all nice. He didn't say anything disrespectful.
There you go. There's one edit. I can keep my streak alive.
See, this is what I got to put up with. Now I got to remember to get
the bow tie on for this episode.
You got a full
Technically, those aren't curse words. Technically, you can leave those in there.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess I can't say see y'all next week because I won't be here. So, nice knowing you. Peace.